Celtic boss Tommy Burns stuck by the same starting 11 that won 3-0 over Meadowbank in the Cup last weekend. Andy Walker and Gary Carberry were on the bench. Former Hearts chairman Wallace Mercer was back at Tynecastle, looking all the better for being out of football. The referee was Dougie Smith from Troon, match summariser Alan McAnally, commentator Jerry McNee.
Hearts get the 63rd Premier League meeting between these clubs underway. Celtic are way out in front with 34 victories. Hearts have won just 12 and 16 of the matches have been drawn. And even here at Tynecastle, Celtic hold the upper hand, having won 16 to Hearts 10. So Tommy McLean having to make a few changes to his side this afternoon because of suspension. But it's a chance for the youngsters. And Alan Johnson coming in for his first start since November. An early touch for Pat Bonner, who missed last week's game because of illness. This is Jameson, who's back in the fold for Hearts after his injury problems. And the former Hearts player there, Tosh McKinlay, getting some treatment from the fans who once worshipped him. And here comes Celtic now. It's McLaughlin with a promising run. Still it's McLaughlin, no one picking up at all. And that was a real chance there for Willie Faulkner. And it was Jameson who came across to block him, but McLaughlin was given a fair bit of space here. No one diving in. The ball was played in the direction of Faulkner, but Jameson did enough to put him off. It's played through by Hamilton. This is Hagan. Goes it to Miller. That has O'Neill under pressure, and it's carefully watched by Bonner, and just kept in play. Hearts players claiming the ball had been behind, but the linesman looking across shakes his head, and Bonner catching that one well. This is Van Hooijdonk with McPherson. The Hearts man wins it. It's McNally though for Celtic. This is Van Hooijdonk. Played through by Grant. Van Hooijdonk again, getting in a nice cross. It's Faulkner. And again, it's Jameson who does just enough to put him off. Well, that's the second time in these opening minutes that Willie Jameson has made a timely intervention. Both occasions, it was Faulkner who threatened. Van Hooijdonk getting in a good ball there. This is Collins. It's put out by Leach. Collins gets another bite at it. Good play by Collins, stepping away from Miller. But, just one man too many there. And Peter Grant digs in well. He runs into a brick wall. It's McLaughlin. Tosh McKinlay runs in support. Decides to go it alone now. Still it's McLaughlin. Playing it through. That's a very good ball to Faulkner. And Van Hooijdonk coming in from the 6-yard area, but the ball running right across the face of goal. What a chance that was for Celtic. Brilliant play by McLaughlin. Great little ball through by him to Faulkner. Here at the cross goal, but the ball going just beyond the far post.
It's a super run by Brian McLaughlin. He actually did it in the first minute and played the ball through to Willie Faulkner there as then when I thought he could have had a shot. An intelligent ball play. I'm sure when Willie sees this again, he won't believe that Van Hooijdonk didn't get on the end of it and just tap it into the net. But a great chance for Celtic.
It's McNally's header. It's played through by Leach. This is Hagan. Out to Johnson. So Alan Johnson getting in the cross, almost finding Hamilton. And it was Brian McLaughlin who intervened. Well, he's done some good defending, has McLaughlin, apart from some very good attacking. That was an excellent cross, almost crept through. And it was McLaughlin who pushed it away for the corner kick. Scott Leach comes across to take this one. McPherson has moved right into the 6-yard area. Jameson's on the edge of the penalty area. Well, consternation among the Celtic defenders, and Pat Bonner there, and Hagan given a lot of freedom.
Well, it's a good ball in. Actually, Pat Bonner tried to come for this, but he can't get round the amount of players that were in front of him. And David Hagan, really all he has to do is make a bit of contact, and it's an open goal. And that really was an excellent chance for Hearts.
Fersen's header. Turned by O'Neill. Chested down by Miller. Through for Johnson. Good play by him. Good running by Scott Leach. And he's got Hagan to his left. And that's out of play there by Mowbray for the throw, which is quickly taken. Miller plays it back towards Hagan. Hamilton comes in there, and Bonner's under a bit of pressure. So Hearts starting to apply. There's a little bit of pressure here.
Good ball in from David Hagan. I always thought Packy would be the one to take that one there, and he was. He commands his box very well. He saves the danger for Celtic there, but good movement again by Hearts.
Now it's Leach. Cross to Miller. Hagan's running with him. This is Hagan. Hearts getting in plenty of crosses. The downward header there from Johnson. Wide of target, but Hearts getting in a lot of crosses from the left-hand side.
A lot of good movement from Hearts, that's why they're getting the ball wide. It was actually David Hagan did really well coming inside and playing it this time with his right foot over, and Alan Johnson really had a free header at goal, just couldn't get it direct enough onto the target.
That's Tosh McKinlay. Looking for Faulkner. Headed down for O'Donnell. This is Peter Grant. Well, he saw McNally start a run there, but I think it was intended for him, but he'd never have made it, and Collins picked up the play for Celtic. It's Collins again. Not a bad effort from the Celtic midfielder. The ball well handled by Craig Nelson in the end.
Perfect example, play the pass and move after the ball. That's exactly what John Collins did. Philadelphia only has to drop it in his path. Me, John China Curler, didn't really bother Craig that much.
O'Neill heads clear. This is Collins. Hamilton gets a touch for Hearts. Back to Collins it goes though. It's play through now for Faulkner to chase. Levine climbs above him. Peter Grant's following up. Hagan's getting back to provide some cover. This is McNally. Collins. Mowbray to McNally. It's played in looking for Van Hooijdonk. Clips it through, and the header dipping over the crossbar from Phil O'Donnell.
And again, I thought it was just a hopeful ball forward by McNally. Good control by Van Hooijdonk. Has a little look inside, sees Phil coming to support. His little chip was good, but the header unfortunately wasn't good enough.
The one thing, Alan, about McLaughlin playing on the left-hand side and McKinlay there, we're not seeing too much of McKinlay's overlapping, but he's not coming into the game as much as probably he would like.
No, not a great deal. I think, okay, Tosh's job is to get forward, but really they want Brian McLaughlin to take people on and create things. But you're right, we haven't seen as much as Tosh McKinlay as we normally do.
It's Faulkner holding off the initial challenge. It's headed away by Miller, only as far as O'Donnell. And McLaughlin's out on the right-hand side now. Cutting in, and that's a fine effort, and well taken by Nelson. And McLaughlin getting a fair bit into that shot. Just cutting inside and letting fly.
Did well, he'll favour coming in from the other side because he can shoot with his left there rather than just curl the ball into the centre. And certainly giving Craig Nelson plenty to do there.
Frail taking the return from Mackay. Away by Mowbray. Faulkner gets it back for Celtic. This is Collins. So Collins and McLaughlin have switched. Collins to the left, McLaughlin to the right, but it's Hearts in possession. This is Johnson. Now it's Hagan. Flipping in the ball. It drops to Frail. Good first-time effort from the fullback, and well stopped by Pat Bonner. He decided to hit it first time. It was Hagan who delivered the cross. O'Neill got it partly cleared, and the first-time effort there from the fullback. And Hooijdonk. off him to Mackay. This is McPherson. Mowbray and Johnson going for that. Eventually it's cleared by O'Neill. This is Levine for Hearts. Mowbray's header. Returned by Levine. Touch on by Miller. A very casual play there by O'Neill, and Bonner's in trouble here outside the area. He's well off his line, but Hamilton couldn't get enough in that one. Well, I don't know what Brian O'Neill was thinking of there. He's very casual indeed. Bonner had to come out of his area because Alan Johnson was threatening. Then the ball broke out to Hamilton. He didn't get just enough on it to loft it over Bonner. The keeper had to come out of his box. You can see that as the Hearts forward challenged, and Hamilton tried to loft it over the Celtic keeper. But lucky escape for Brian O'Neill, and he knows it. So just under 3 minutes of this first half left. No doubt that will be the subject of conversation from Tommy Burns at half-time. Here come Hearts again, that's Johnson. Again, slight defending by Celtic. Mowbray that time letting the ball slip away from him, but Celtic survive it, and the break's on here. It's played to McLaughlin. Tries to get away from Mackay. And that's a free kick against Scott Leach. He'll have to be careful, he's already been booked. So the free kick to Celtic just outside the Hearts penalty area. No one will want to make a mistake at this point, or lose a goal at this point. So Collins and Van Hooydonk there as O'Neill moves into the penalty area, no doubt wishing to make amends for his slip a few moments ago. So can Celtic conjure up something here? It's Van Hooydonk playing it through, the chance is on for O'Donnell. And the first touch certainly let him down, and the goalkeeper took a knock as the Celtic player challenged him. Well, it was carefully worked here, played to Van Hooydonk. And you can see the first touch there, letting the Celtic player down, then he followed through on the goalkeeper.
Yeah, well, I mean, it could have been a yellow card against O'Donnell there, but it's a 50-foot. Okay, his first touch wasn't good. And if I'd been in the same situation myself, then honestly I would have also gone for the ball, thinking that I could maybe have just got it before the goalkeeper and thrown it into the net. But it was a well-worked free kick by Celtic. Something I've obviously worked on. Phil O'Donnell round the back. A lovely dink from Van Hooydonk. And Celtic very, very unlucky there.
And O'Donnell was shown the yellow card there. Referee Dougie Smith there checking his watch. This is Hagan. Played through by Frail. So Collins is back doing some defending as the half-time whistle sounds. So a first half in which both sides had chances. Celtic making a few defensive errors, but Celtic certainly having a couple of efforts at goal, and perhaps the best chance coming early on when McLaughlin sent a delightful ball through to Faulkner. He sent it across goal, but Van Hooydonk just failed to get to it. The half-time score here at Tynecastle. So it's Grant and Faulkner who start the second half for Celtic, and Hearts have made a change, bringing on Kevin Thomas for Scott Leach. Well, Leach was booked in the first half. I wonder if Tom McLean just decided to take the precaution there. Celtic making an early surge here, and it's Craig Levine stepping in for Hearts. So Hearts with a few of their youngsters on show this afternoon. There's Johnson to Hagan, who tries to pick out Johnson again. Hagan is annoyed there with Johnson that he didn't keep that run going at full tilt. Battle going on for possession. Well, both teams look suitably wound up by the respective managers. Well, despite having a fairly miserable season so far, Celtic were in fact the last unbeaten team in the Premier Division. They had gone 8 games unscathed till they came here to Tynecastle in October, and Hearts won by a goal to 0. courtesy of John Robertson. It's Van Hooydonk. Tosh McKinlay. It's Collins, back to McKinlay. We're seeing a bit more of him in the second half. Back it goes to Collins. And it was Levine who cleared, and Frail just fails to keep that one in play, and it's a corner to Celtic.
Well, it was a bad ball put into the box, it's just that no Celtic player in the box attacked it.
And Tommy Burns there, as you saw, with plenty to shout about. Plenty of instructions for his players. It's Jamieson getting the touch. O'Donnell has it! That's a magnificent strike! Phil O'Donnell for Celtic gets his 4th goal of the season, and jubilation among the Celtic fans. A superb strike by the Celtic midfielder. The ball sent in by John Collins. The corner kick swept in. Jamieson claimed for that one. O'Neill went for it with Miller, and it broke there to O'Donnell. He controlled it with his chest, and a marvellous shot, high past Craig Nelson. It's Hearts 0, Celtic 1 with 53 minutes gone.
Well, I'm glad it was Phil O'Donnell that the ball came to there, because just 2 seconds before, when I said no one attacked the ball, the Celtic fans behind the goals were basically blaming him for not doing so. But he certainly buried that one.
McPherson. It's headed on by Collins to Grant. Mowbray's header. Van Hooydonk. That's a good ball through for O'Donnell. That's the kind of ball O'Donnell likes to run onto. He squares it there looking for Faulkner, but Hearts managed to scramble it clear. That was David McPherson. Van Hooydonk with a delightful ball. That's the kind O'Donnell relishes, running on to that type of pass. He saw Faulkner coming through, tried to square it to him, and McPherson did just enough. Hagan. Holding off McNally. Back to Levine. Mowbray gets the touch, only as far as Frail. Switch from him to Cahoon. Good touch by John Cahoon. The chance is on for Miller, and he's well blocked by Mowbray. So good control there by John Cahoon on the right-hand side, making space, getting in the cross. And Mowbray did just enough to block the danger from John Miller. This is Faulkner. McLaughlin, oh, lovely skills by McLaughlin, that was brilliant. And that'll be a booking for Craig Levine, who took the Celtic winger out of the play. Well, Craig Levine has shown a yellow card, and that moves him towards suspension again. He just completed a 10-match ban, and he's been in that tightrope ever since. That was absolutely brilliant play by McLaughlin, and quite cynically taken out by Levine. Walker did the right thing. He had no one really that far forward in support. So meanwhile, the flag is up. Long one from McPherson. Thomas does well against Mowbray again. It's Collins who's back defending. This is Hamilton. Now it's Cahoon. Sending in the early ball. The chance is on there for Kevin Thomas. Well, Cahoon hits the early ball. Kevin Thomas was coming in at the far post, but he couldn't get the ball on target.
Again, not just a cross from John Cahoon, but a quality ball into the box. And Kevin Thomas almost got on the score sheet like I'm sure his manager wants him to do.
Jamison's head up. Led off by Thomas, played by Levine. Touch from Hagan. This is Mackay. And it's McLaughlin who makes the challenge for Celtic. Celtic getting just about everyone behind the ball. This is John Collins. Tested down by Walker, given away there to Cahoon. Frail. It's Cahoon again. Play by Cahoon, the ball bobbling upwardly there. He keeps it under control, he gets in a good cross. This is Hagan. McNally comes to meet him. Now it's Mackay. McPherson is well forward. It breaks through to Frail. This is Hamilton. A chance on for Thomas, but McNally is there to make a good challenge. McNally sliding in. He appears to have hurt himself. But Hearts again starting to cause Celtic one or two problems. Frail was involved there, so too was Hamilton. It was headed down by Miller. McPherson left it, and it was McNally stretching in there. A very timely challenge indeed.
Certainly a good move by Hearts. It looked as though at one point that every Hearts player was running into the Celtic box, hoping for the ball to drop to them. But Mark McNally did really well, defended superbly, cleared his lines. And sometimes you're going to get hurt in a situation like that, but it doesn't matter because your team's still 1-0 in front.
High one there from Kevin Thomas, but falls behind. Now a good number of the Hearts fans starting to leave the ground there just behind Pat Bonner's goal. This is McPherson. Nelly gets a touch for Celtic. This is O'Donnell. Touched by Peter Grant. John Cahoon making the challenge. And Tommy Burns in the background there telling his players to keep it calm in these final minutes of the game. And they've got themselves a free kick just in the line with the Hearts penalty area.
Quite right too, Jerry. No, if it's a 1-0 victory, he'll be very welcome to Tommy. A little 4-point gap between them and Hearts will be very welcome for Tommy. And I think he'll be desperate for the final whistle.
Well, perhaps a chance here for Celtic to put it beyond any reasonable doubt. Just 3 minutes left. That's John Collins with the free kick. It comes off Levine, and the offside flag is up against Andy Walker. Come Hearts. It's Kevin Thomas, but even he's giving the ball away now. This is Hagan. Hamilton. It's a free kick against the Hearts player.
Well, really, you can't blame the Hearts fans for starting to mingle away, Jerry, really from their possibly even expected them to have a better second half showing than the first half, but really haven't done it. And I really think with the absence of Jim Bett and John Robertson, I think it's told on Hearts' performance today.
This is McLaughlin. It's McPherson for Hearts. Switch of play. Frail does well. Cahoon's breaking in the right. Thomas is there as well. Still it's Thomas. And Bonner does well to block that one. And Mowbray scrambles it away for the corner kick. Well, the Celtic goalkeepers had practically nothing to do in this second half. It was Frail who got the ball through. The stumble by O'Neill, the first time shot by Kevin Thomas, and Pat Bonner certainly earned his money there. The Celtic struggling to clear this one, in comes Frail. And it's John Collins who gets it away for Celtic. We're now inside the final minute. Hearts throwing everyone forward here. This is Jameson. That's not a bad shot. In fact, it's a mighty shot by Jameson. That's a fabulous goal by Willie Jameson. There's under a minute left. And that's certainly one of the goals of the season. And a lot of the Hearts fans behind Pat Bonner's goal who were bubble shot past Pat Bonner. It's Hearts 1, Celtic 1.
Well, that'll teach me to rule out Hearts. Willie Jimison slapping me right in the face here. I honestly thought that Celtic were going to pick up 3 points, and when the ball came to the big man and it was dropping to him, I'm sure he only thought that one thing was having a volley and a shot, and didn't he bury it, and gave Pat Bonner absolutely no chance whatsoever. And Hearts look as though they've got out the boys' gate here, and they're going to pick up a point.
Well, I wonder how many Hearts fans actually missed that goal. There are thousands of Hearts fans streaming out of the ground behind Pat Bonner's goal. And they've missed, well, they are now, they've stopped in their tracks. But a lot of people have missed a tremendous goal. Still play goes on. And that's a corner to Celtic. Perhaps the drama isn't over yet. Well, there have been 2 tremendous strikes in the second half. One from Phil O'Donnell for Celtic, and one from Willie Jameson for Hearts. Can Celtic still pick up the points here? The ball right across the face of goal. But it could be that once again Celtic, the Premier Division draw specialists, have let their opponents off the hook, and Tosh McKinley is in trouble here. Tosh McKinley called over by the referee, and the yellow card shown to the former Hearts player. It's 5 bookings this afternoon. So we're well into stoppage time now. That's about a minute and a half of stoppage time. This is Thomas. Well, it looked for so long that Hearts would not be able to conjure up something, and then Willie Jameson hit one of the great goals of the season so far.
It really is a different Hearts side to see now, Jerry. Celtic were a different side after they scored, and all of a sudden Hearts maybe think they can nick it right in the dying moments.
This is John Cahoon, and that's behind for the goal kick. So we've now played 2 minutes of stoppage time. And there's a real bottleneck of Hearts fans now behind Pat Bonner's goal. They're looking for more fans who are leaving the ground. There goes the final whistle. So it's yet another draw for Celtic. And there's the man who brought Hearts into the game in the final moment of the match. The ball played across, he took a touch on it, had a look towards goal, and then thumped a marvellous shot high over Pat Bonner. The final score here at Tynecastle is Hearts 1, Celtic 1.